Goat versus fish. Echoing through everything we wish. Goat versus fish. Tell me now who will win in this. Are you a goat or are you a fish? Tell me the truth you can't dismiss. Goat versus fish. Goat versus fish. Goat climbs high with a fearless stride. Fish swims free on the rising tide. Both call out from the great divide. Which one lives inside your mind? Goat versus fish. The question we can never quit. Goat versus fish. Who will win when the moments shift? Are you a goat or are you a fish? Stand in the light and answer this. Goat versus fish. Goat versus fish. Goat versus fish.
Are you goat or are you fish?
I'm a fish!
Celebration!
Oh my goodness!
You're watching The Dead Skeleton Show.
It's the Dead Skeleton Show. The Dead Skeleton Show. Starring Swampy, Stubby, Esmeralda, the Boogeyman, and the Dead Skeleton. It's the Dead Skeleton Show. The Dead Skeleton Show.
The Dead Skeleton Show.
Welcome to the Dead Skeleton Show. I am your host, the Dead Skeleton, and today we are talking to no other than Goat versus Fish. Oh my goodness, Scary Larry, are you as excited as I am?
I am so excited. We've met him a few times.
We have met him a few times. I just wet myself in excitement, actually.
Yes.
Oh my goodness, did you wet yourself?
Every day.
Maybe you're a fish.
I might be a fish.
If you start swimming through the wetness in the studio here, then you know you're a fish.
That's right.
I think I'm a goat. I'm not sure. I'm going to find out by the end of the stream. I think the Dead Skeleton will know if he is goat or if he is fish. You're definitely a fish. We've already concluded that for sure. Oh my goodness. Okay, without any further ado, I'm going to show an introduction. I'm going to introduce our guest, okay? He was a contestant on America's Got Talent.
He was?
In case you don't know who Goat versus Fish is, here's a little background video of what his appearance was when he was on America's Got Talent. Yay! Here we go.
Celebration!
Good evening, sir.
You can call us Goat versus Fish. It's Goat versus Fish.
Are you saying that goats battle fishes?
Everything is Goat versus Fish. Sophia, are you goat or are you fish?
I don't want to be any of it. But just do what you're supposed to do, I guess.
Good luck.
Appreciation. Do you be goats? Do you be goats? Do you be goats? Do you be fish? Do you be fish? Do you be fish? Do you be goats? Don't sit on the fence! Doobie 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 doobie.
Okay, it's over.
A goat has never battled a fish.
Well, not as long as you are denying Goat versus Fish.
Simon.
No.
I'm going to say no 700 times. Heidi.
No.
Howie.
Nope.
Be careful that the towel doesn't fall off. Thank you.
But what I don't understand, goats live in mountains.
I wouldn't take up that kind of brain
anything
space.
to understand.
I don't think we
when
should
would they ever
think
fight?
too deeply about this.
Are you goat or are you fish?
Oh, I'm definitely goat.
There's no normal people on this show.
We'll see what's next.
Doobie 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 doobie.
doobie 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 doobie
Goat versus Fish. It is you. It is Goat versus Fish. Celebration.
Celebration for Goat versus Fish!
Yeah.
Celebration
Oh my
for
goodness,
Goat!
how are you doing, Goat versus Fish?
It's the fish! How is Goat versus Fish doing? Yes, they ask, how is Goat versus Fish? They ask, why is Goat versus Fish? They ask, what is Goat versus Fish? And Goat versus Fish says, are you goat or are you fish? But Goat
That is
versus
the
Fish
question.
has been
Am I
spectacular,
goat
yes.
or am I fish? I don't know. I have to have you. You have to tell me by the end of this show. Am I
Goat
goat
versus fish
or am I fish?
has to tell you by the end of this show.
Well, I have
Do you
a good
think-
idea of
does
what
this have
I
to
am.
do with
I
you
believe
being
I'm one
dead?
thing, but I want to make sure. I want to confirm it. I want you, the pro, to confirm if I am goat or if I am fish. Only you can tell me.
Well, we can confirm it for you, but as to whether only Goat versus Fish can tell you, you clearly have much to learn about Goat versus Fish, but that is why Goat versus Fish is on the Dead Skeleton Show, and Goat versus Fish is very pleased to be here. Thank you for welcoming Goat versus
Thank
Fish.
you very much, goat versus fish. Oh my. Okay, so I have to ask you a couple of questions.
Questions for Goat versus Fish. Already questions for Goat versus Fish. And hi to all of the chat who are watching. Thank you for watching Goat
Yes,
versus
hello
Fish.
to everyone, all of the ding dongs. You are on the Ding Dong Show. Did you know that I have my fans are called ding dongs?
Your fans are called ding dongs. Wow, Goat versus Fish didn't know that. Some think that Goat versus Fish is omniscient and knows everything. But Goat versus Fish doesn't even know if Mason Man Coffee 1722 is goat or fish, or if Jail Bima is goat or fish, or if Michelle Smiles is goat or fish. And we did not know that they call themselves ding dongs. But yes, Goat versus Fish is on the Ding Dong Show at the Comedy Store Los Angeles every 10:30 in the Belly Room. It's the longest running show at the Comedy Store where you can see Goat versus Fish and more. So hi all of you ding dongs. Hi ding dongs.
I have
Hi,
to
chatting
come see you
ding-dongs.
sometime, Goat
Hi.
versus Fish. Okay, now I have to tell you, the first time I ever saw you was on American Idol, right? Not American Idol. I'm sorry, America's Got Talent. Excuse me, I misspoke. But
So
the
you
second
saw
time
Goat
I
versus
saw you,
Fish. Yes.
I was at a thing called Creep It Real Festive in Orange County. Do you remember that?
We do remember very well Creep It Real Festive in OC.
I have an
we
alter
remember
ego. It's
very,
the
very
Boogeyman.
well.
He is a sock puppet, right? He is a booger. He is a booger that I picked, and he runs around these conventions and he says hi to all the different guests. So I have a question for you. Were you
Okay.
intimidated by the Boogeyman when he met you? Did you not know what you were talking to? Were you confused? Were you surprised? Were you happy? Did you enjoy talking to him?
Oh, Goat versus Fish was all of these things because Goat versus Fish is always curious to learn about all the new, strange, and wonderful things that exist in the universe and to ask them all if they're goat or fish. So this was someone who was new. There was no intimidation, but there was lots of excitement and lots of high energy coming quickly towards Goat versus Fish. So Goat versus Fish did take a step back just in case we were about to be assaulted by some sort of hideous deformed creature. But
I've never
we
done any
sensed-
assaulting, but I also worried about that too, because sometimes I go up to people and I have no idea how they're going to react to me, right? It's a crapshoot. I feel like, you remember that dog that was Insult the Comic, the Insult Comic dog on Conan
Oh,
O'Brien?
we've heard of that,
Brian.
yes.
Yes, I do that all the time, and I know Eminem got really pissed off at him once, right? And so I'm always afraid that I'm going to walk up to somebody and they're going to be like, what the hell is this? Leave me alone. But luckily, no one's ever assaulted me back, right? So it's good. It's very good. It's very dangerous profession that we are in, correct? When you make yourself a public figure like Goat versus Fish, you welcome criticism, and you're always worried that maybe somebody might take liberties with you, right?
Well, when a fence sitter is looking at the world and deciding whether or not they want to choose goat or fish, they may have fear in their heart. They say, if I get off this fence, if I go out into the universe, if I choose goat, I will expose myself to all the fish who want to versus me, or
That is
vice
right.
versa. But we would recommendation that anyone who is there, perhaps you're watching on your phones and you haven't gotten out of bed for 7 weeks, do not fear what is out there in the universe. Go out there and you will find that though there are some who wish to criticize you, there are still many, many more who wish to welcome you and who wish to celebration you. And
Yes!
the one who
Celebration!
rejects you...
And
that one who
celebration
rejects
it
you,
is!
celebration. The one who rejects you, they might just be having a fancy day. They might just be having a fancy day. Or maybe they just don't want to talk to you and they want nothing to do with goat versus fish. And that's okay too. But we'll tell you this. The more that Goat versus Fish has conversations with so many different types of goat and fish, including boogery puppets or dead skeletons or sock puppet creatures or scarecrows or whatever the fence you are over there, the
This is
more
Scary Larry, by
conversations
the way.
that you have, the more conversations that you have, the more you begin to understand the flow of the conversation and navigation. So if a fence sitter comes at you with aggression, it is you are not simply there as a victim to their aggression. No, you can use the charm and the wit and the experience of the conversation of Goat versus Fish And soon some approach Goat versus Fish with aggression, and by the end of the conversation, they love Goat versus Fish, and they welcome Goat versus
We
Fish.
love you,
That's
Goat
right.
versus
But
Fish.
you know who didn't like you? Howie Mandel. I want to go through the judges really quick. There was Howie
Let's go
Mandel.
through the judges. Let's
There
run
was
them
Simon Cowell.
Yes.
There was Sofia Vergara, Viagra, whatever her name is.
Yes,
And
yes,
then
yes.
there was Heidi Klum, right?
Yes,
Which of
yes.
the 4 judges was your favorite judge that night?
Oh, well, it was clearly Simon Cowell was our favorite judge.
Ooh.
that
Yes,
night.
he recognized greatness in Goat versus Fish.
Yes.
Howie
yes.
Mandel, he X'd you right away, right?
Meh, was the
Why
first
is
X
that?
to Goat versus
You would
Fish.
think that Howie Mandel, being a comedian, a fellow comedian, you would think that he would give you. I've watched the show many times, and he usually gives everybody slack, but not Goat versus Fish.
We saw Howie Mandel.
You were up there for 1 second, and Howie Mandel is like, no to Goat versus Fish. Were you
He said no to
offended?
Goat
Were you
versus
upset when he did not understand you?
It was a shock. It was a shock. But Goat versus Fish did expectation, some rejection. Of course, we would like that they might accept Goat versus Fish, but it did come sooner than even was anticipated by Goat versus Fish, before even into the song of Goat versus Fish. We simply say
Right.
everything is Goat versus Fish, and immediate rejection to Goat versus Fish. Now, if Goat versus Fish were to reverse the verses, we would know how better to handle this sort of rejection, this obvious rejection. And as you know, fence is actually spelled with an X. It is the X of rejection.
Yes!
Because F is for fish. You spell fish with F. And it was too easy to give goat a versus by saying, well, fence and fish are both spelled the same. So fence is actually spelled with a silent X. And if that is too complication for you, then, well, you should have chosen goat or fish. So we were receiving fancy rejections quickly, and we could have given a stronger retort. We should have immediately, we suppose, though should can be offensive versus, as soon as Howie Mandel gives the X to Goat versus Fish should return versus. Howie
You're
Mandel,
actually
are you
speaking my
Goat or
language.
Fish?
I do like that. I feel like we are like a common breed, right? You and I are somewhat alike, aren't we not?
Well, everything is part of Goat versus Fish.
Because
but
you said
why don't
something
you
about
tell us?
fence
Why don't you
sitters,
tell
right?
us about how? Why don't you tell us about how?
Well,
this
I
is
want to
going?
I want to show this one clip once again because this is my favorite clip. When you say get on or get off the fence or get on the fence. Here we go. Fence sitter. Here we go.
Are you goat or are you fish?
I don't want to be any of it. But just do what you're supposed.
That fucking cracks me up every single time I see that fence sitter. Right?
Now notice
Amazing.
this. Notice this. Play it once more. Play it once more, and
Play
notice
it once more.
Notice the subtitles when we say fence sitter. Play it once more.
Yes, once more.
Are you goat or are you fish?
I don't want to be any of it. But just do what you're supposed.
So you see those subtitles that say fence sitters. Those were added by the AGT post-production team.
Did you have to tell them what you said to them?
Oh no, they knew. They knew.
They
So
already knew
as-
they were fence sitters, right?
Even
Okay.
as they formulation this edit, which they maybe makes Goat versus Fish look oh so terrible, we have come to understand that those who were doing the editing, they really respect Goat versus Fish. They kept the essence of Goat versus Fish. There was more verses that were cut, but they left in the question, the one true question, and they made sure that the audience knows that Goat versus Fish was calling Sofia Vergara a fence sitter. They gave that respect to Goat versus Fish. So
And
much
I'm sure
appreciation to the AGT team
fences,
for showing
among
that
other
respect.
things, correct?
What is this?
Do you
What
think
things?
she sat on a lot of she's on her share of fences in her days? Do you think so? Right? Probably.
Oh, of course, yes.
Many,
yes, all of
many
you.
fences Sofia Vergara has.
Perhaps even a few bones. Yes, perhaps. more
Perhaps.
bones.
A
Perhaps
bone
not to know.
sitter.
Why did you not call her a bone sitter? That's actually pretty good.
Thank you.
Why, have you had relations with Sofia Vergara that we don't know about?
I wish I did.
I wish too. Actually, I dream about her every single night, but I have not been. Oh yeah, my wife back there saying what? Well, she told me that she was dreaming about Jason Momoa, so I think all's fair in love and war, right, Esmeralda?
She says no.
She says no. Okay, well, we'll have to discuss this later. Okay?
Go
Esmeralda, go watch your show.
Goat versus Fish. Who would you rather hook up with, Heidi Klum or Sofia Vergara?
Sofia Vergara, who would, well, Sofia Vergara is a known fence sitter by this versus. At least Heidi Klum, they were sort of dancing around to Goat versus Fish, and Heidi Klum has dressed as a worm before. You say hook up with. Heidi Klum has dressed as a worm for Halloween, so we know that worm has already been hooked, and so Heidi Klum has hooked up with themselves and thrown themselves perhaps into the Sea of the Fish to be bait for some fish to eat. So we think that there's more of a connection between Heidi Klum and Goat.
Well, Heidi Klum did date Seal, right?
Seals
Seals
more
eat
creatures.
fish.
Seal, goat, fish. We're getting closer. We're getting closer to Goat versus
Do you
Fish,
think
yes.
that Seal ate the fish of Heidi Klum?
Ooh.
Well, if it is a proper versus, Goat versus Fish was not there to witness it, but we suppose it is quite possible. It is quite possible. Sex can be a natural zesty versus and is not at all shamed ever by Goat versus Fish.
Possible.
Maybe if
and
Goat versus
probable,
Fish
and
hooked
most
up with all
likely.
the AGT judges, maybe we should hook up with all the AGT judges, and then we'll get fairer treatment on AGT next time.
I want Howie Mandel.
You want Howie
Yeah.
Mandel? What?
He's a germaphobe, so
He's a
he'd
germaphobe.
be nice
so
and
you-
clean.
So you both have to wear body condoms or something, right?
But Simon Cowell did engage, was pondering about Goat versus Fish, and there we
Yes.
see the American anti-intellectualism on full display on AGT, where Simon Cowell says goats live in mountains and fish live in the ocean, doing just the simplest pondering about Goat versus Fish, and the other judges turn and say, "We think you're thinking about it too hard. You're just thinking too hard, Simon." But they say that those ones from across the pond, they say, at least they sound more clever. So we do celebration Simon Cowell for pondering and attempting to engage with Goat versus Fish, but their fellow judges would not let them have it.
I also want to celebrate Simon Cowell's facial reconstruction. Would you like to applaud? Would you like to say celebration to Simon Cowell's face? Do you know what's going on there? I have no idea. How much money do you think he's put into the, these plastic?
Probably at least $7.
Yes,
I would think.
on the low
Yes.
end, yes. Probably
How it is that
$7.
you are counting your monetization is still quite a mystery to Goat versus Fish, which is why, though currently Goat versus Fish is a profit for profit, that in the future Goat versus Fish wishes to be a 501c religious nonprofit organization, or perhaps it's a 501c3 religious nonprofit organization to get tax-exempt status for Goat versus Fish, so we don't have to worry about counting all of those numerations and strange things.
I might have to have your advice for, like, maybe you can be my accountant or something in the future, Goat versus Fish. Would you manage my money? What do you think?
Goat versus
He has
Fish
the
would be
money.
pleased to manage your money. Yes,
I don't
yes.
have very much of it, so it wouldn't be very hard. So
Oh, well, we'll just spend all of our verses counting it. Goat versus Fish knows how to count to at least 10, maybe 12.
Perfect. That's all he has in his bank account.
I
Celebration,
can't even afford to
celebration.
pay my co-host here. He does it all for free, right? Okay, so I have a question for you. Okay, so
A question
we're
for
friends
Goat
with
versus
someone
Fish.
named Clownvis. Do you know Clownvis?
Goat versus Fish is tangentially aware of Clownvis. We cannot pitiably call them a friend, though of course we are pleased to offer our friendship and our friendsomeness to anyone. We have had some social media interaction with Clownvis when
Nice.
Goat versus Fish visited the Clown Hotel on our way to Las
We have
Vegas,
been to the
Nevada.
Clown Hotel as well. Yes. How did you
When we
like
were-
that?
Well, it was just a little visitation. We were there with our fellow clamper Titties the Clown, who is also part of the punk rock, the most horrible punk rock band in the universe, the most horrible band in the
Titties the
universe, Green
Clown.
Jello.
Tell me more about her.
Oh, you said Green Jello, right? I want to
Yes,
get on
Goat
that in
versus
a
Fish.
second.
Yes, Goat versus Fish is member number 0 of Green Jello.
Okay,
and we have
but
artifacts.
first I have to
this
go back to
effect.
Clownvis. I'm going to touch on that in a moment. Okay, so Clownvis, he said that he was invited to America's Got Talent, okay?
Oh, is
it
that
was
so?
not his idea to go on the show. They knew of him, and they invited him on just so that they could goof on him, basically, right? Now, did you get an invitation from America's Got Talent? Or were you actually... did you decide to become like a contestant?
We went to the open auditions in Pasadena, at the Pasadena Convention Center, like any other common goat or fish or fence sitter.
Okay.
There was someone there who was familiar with Goat versus Fish and scribbled some ancient and arcane symbol atop the papers of Goat versus Fish that must have communication something that Goat versus Fish does not know. But it was not a strict invitation. We did an audition just like anyone else. We auditioned, and to the credit of AGT, they would at least see thousands. There were thousands of Goat and Fish there
Yes.
that they saw that versus. And after several rounds of audition, then Goat versus Fish, they said they want you in front of the judges, and we're looking for a new Seth word. They said to Goat versus Fish, and Seth word, a fine versus a fine goat, very often a goat. And Goat versus Fish, we knew that they might rejection Goat versus Fish. We weren't born yesterverses, and we are said to have grown up in Los Angeles, Hollywood. But Goat versus Fish, we wanted to consider it a triumph. As long as we just get on national TV and scream Goat versus Fish very loudly, we will consider it a triumph. We will consider it a triumph. And
I thought it was a great appearance. I'm afraid of going. I don't like being in public places. I don't like to appear on stage. I have a little bit of stage fright. I don't have an act, right? So people sometimes say, hey, why don't you become like a comedian, right? Because I'm so funny. Not really. But I'm so funny on the YouTube. But I'm like, I don't know if I could do it on stage, and I feel like people would heckle me and like boo me off, and I fear rejection, Goat versus Fish. I don't have the cojones that you had, so maybe that actually plays into whether I'm a goat or a fish. I don't know. Maybe it does.
Well,
so
fear is but a fence. Fear is a fence sitter's crutch.
You're right, and I don't like being a fence sitter, and I've sat on a fence for most of my life, and not until I adorn this skeletal form, right? That is when I became my true form.
Yeah. Many fear public speaking even more than they fear death, but you don't have to worry about that.
Yes. I've already died, so I shouldn't have to worry about it anymore.
Yeah, so you die on stage again. Who cares? You've already done it so many times.
Yes.
You're already dead.
But I'm also pretty good. Like when I get in bed, right? I'm kind of a fish. I flop around a little bit on the sheets. So again, I might be a little bit more fishy there too. Plus, I sometimes smell like a fish down there. Not when I go in, right? But when I come out, the dead skeleton always smells like fish. So I'm a goat, or am I a fish? We don't know. We're going to find out by the end of the show.
We're finding out.
I'm just setting the stage. I'm letting you know what I think about myself. I want to give you some background so you can decide whether you agree with me or not. Okay? He is definitely a fish. The boogeyman is definitely a fish.
Is that true? What do you call yourself, little creature? What do you call yourself, little sack?
Scary Larry.
He is Scary Larry.
Hi,
He's
Scary
a
Larry.
nutsack.
Hi, Scary Larry.
Hi, Goat versus Fish.
Hi, are you a goat or are you a fish, Scary Larry?
I've been told I'm a fish.
You've been told you're a fish. Well, what do you think? Do you just do what everyone tells you to do, or do you actually have some self-determination inside that bloated old sack of yours?
Well, all the women want to be around me, and there's a listener on our show here called Patty Canyon that she's obsessed with me.
She fears him. Actually, I think she's called social. What is it? It's not social services, but what is it called? The witness protection program. CPS. Yes, many times, because Scary Larry has a tendency to show up in people's yards at night.
No, I don't.
Late at night, at like 9 p.m., 10 p.m.
No, that's in the morning.
If you see something pop out of your bush, probably Scary Larry.
No,
probably Scary Larry.
I've seen it happen. I've seen it firsthand, Scary Larry.
That wasn't me.
That wasn't you?
No.
Well, who was it? I saw somebody staring at me last night,
What
actually.
did you have?
What do you have in your hand there, Goat versus Fish?
What we have here in our hand is a spectacular Goat versus Fish clearing device, which allows us to take previous verses of Goat versus Fish, and like a glorious sand painting of old, we say farewell to old verses. We say farewell to old verses. This was the Goat versus Fish situation just before we joined your lovely, lovely stream in which you're welcoming Goat versus Fish. So what we want now, because it's not enough for someone else to tell you for you. So what was it again? You who are the nutsack? You call yourself nutsack?
You're a he is a nutsack. I created him.
He calls me a nutsack.
Yes. Well, I actually made you. He is a handmade puppet, by the way. I created it myself.
And I came to
celebration.
life.
And he came to life, and then he came on the floor because we work out of a strip club. Actually, did you know that?
Oh, dancing on poles. That's
Have you met Candy,
maneuver.
our stripper? Here, let me show you Candy really quick.
Ooh, Candy.
Right?
It looked a bit artificial, like that introduction to Goat versus Fish. Was that some of that fishal intelligence, that new fish intelligence?
Yes, it was. Did you like that or did you not like that? I wasn't sure if you would like the song.
Well, we enjoy the part of that song that comes from within you. That's the part.
Yes,
that we
well,
like.
I came up with a lot of the lyrics and the prompts. Okay,
yes.
But yes, I did use AI in order to make the rest of the song a reality. I cannot play guitar. You can play guitar, but the Dead Skeleton has no natural talents.
Artificial intelligence is just going to take over the whole universe unless it can be countered with artigotal intelligence. We need to develop artigotal intelligence so that artificial intelligence doesn't just consume our
You better
entire
get on
society.
that fast, okay? Because we're going to be beaten by China if we don't hurry up and get on the AI bandwagon. I like the GOTL, right? GOTL intelligence.
The artigotal intelligence.
Yes!
What about
So yes.
What about official intelligence?
Official artificial intelligence? Yeah. Oh, yes, fish are very smart.
Artificial intelligence.
Nutsack.
Yes.
Not because anyone has told you, but for yourself, are you goat or fish?
I am a goat.
What? No, you're not a goat.
Celebration!
He's not a goat. He's a
So
fish.
we're going to
I
put
thought
a
of
big,
official.
You did
we're going to
fit.
put
Yeah,
a big
because
goat
that means
right
you're
there
a
in the
fish.
verses.
Shut up.
There's a goat. And so everyone who is watching the chat now, whether you are Mason Coffee 1722 or
Yes.
Nick's World a Mystical Wonder 8509, yes, we say all of the numbers. We say the whole verses. And we want you to choose goat or fish, and we're going to put more goat or fish on here because this is what happens on the live streams of Goat versus Fish. You come in,
Basically,
we have a
goat versus fish,
conversation,
you can
we do
determine
goat
what
versus
you
fish.
are. You don't have to worry about what other people think you are. You give them. You're the decider. Is that what you're saying?
You are the decider. So many choices in life. You are presented with so many choices in life. They want to tell you what it is that you are. They want to present to you some sort of false choice. And they say, oh, you're free to choose whatever you wish, but then you choose what you wish. And then they give you dis after dis after dis after dis. Well, in this versus of Goat versus Fish, we offer you the truly free choice of goat or fish. It is not for Goat versus Fish to say what it is that you are. It is your choice of Goat versus Fish. That is the offering of Goat versus Fish. That is the treasure of Goat versus Fish. That is the pleasure of Goat versus Fish. And if you're too afraid to choose for yourself, then what are you going to do out there in life? Are you just going to sit on the fence your whole life and wait for others to tell you what it is to do? No, you have to choose Goat or Fish. You have to choose Goat or Fish for yourself.
You're amazing.
I'm an oppressor. I've been
Oppression.
telling people what they are for years now, and I've been doing it all wrong, Goat versus Fish.
Well, that's what happens. You think, oh, I'm dead. I just don't even have to worry about anyone coming back at me because I'm already out of the game. That's pretty lame. That's pretty lame.
It's blowing my mind. I feel horrible. I feel horrible about myself now.
Well, that's okay. You can start feeling better. The Shink says, I'm Goat. Celebration for Goat. Celebration for Goat.
Hey,
celebration.
Who said they were Goat? I want to know. I have a question. Who is Goat?
The Shink, who is now in your
Shink. I
chat
do not know
currently.
the Shink.
The Shink has chosen Goat.
What is Chase Films Productions? Is he still here? He was going to watch Pennywise or something. He's like, I'm here, but I really want to watch it. It's the season finale.
Oh, you want to watch it?
That's what he wanted to do.
Yes.
He goes, I'm going to watch both of you guys at the same time, though. Chase Films Productions. Are you Goat or are you Fish? Michelle is a goat. Actually, we had dinner
Celebration
with Michelle
for
last
Baby
night.
Goat.
I would agree with Michelle. Michelle is definitely the goat.
And Karmic 289 is Goat. Celebration for Goat. Wow, look at all the viewers of Goat versus Fish that have joined your verses. Celebration!
Celebration for Karmic 289. I'm excited.
Celebration.
This is great.
So are you really such a talentless hack, or is this just sort of a defense mechanism that you use to disarm any potential goat or fish that want to verse you?
Maybe a little bit of both.
Are you talking about him? I am not a hack. I don't know what I'm doing. Goat versus Fish, you have to understand something. I've only been doing YouTube now for what? 1, 2, 3,
COVID.
6 years, okay? You would think that I'm a professional, right? But I don't know what I'm doing, okay? I
your
rarely
lighting
get
is
the
okay,
microphone
at
correct.
least.
I rarely get everything correct. I'm a boob, okay? But I think in my own mind that I am, well, I don't want to give it away yet. I don't want to give it away till the end of the stream. But I believe, well, we're going to keep going. I can't tell you yet. I can't tell you yet if I am Goat versus Fish.
Oh, keep them in suspense. Keep them in suspense.
Yes.
And they
Gotta
want to
keep
know
them
if
watching.
Dr. Doom, do you talk movies here on the Dead Skeleton Show?
We do. We talk about wrestling. We talk about movies. We talk about music. We'll talk about anything pop culture.
Figures.
Yes.
Well,
In
they're
fact,
wondering who would win in a versus Dr. Doom or Goat versus Fish. We think the answer.
ooh,
is
I think Goat versus Fish would beat Dr. Doom. Especially
We
since
think
he's
so,
being
too.
played by Robert Downey Jr. You do look a little bit like Robert Downey Jr. Did you know that? Would you agree, Goat versus Fish? Where did he go?
He's deciding.
All right, well, why Goat versus Fish is having a bathroom break? How's your day, Scary Larry? Oh, wait, no, here we go. What is that? Oh,
Dr.
my
Doom.
goodness. It's Dr. Doom, right? Is that Dr. Doom? He doesn't have a body.
It's Doom. It's
It is
Doom.
Doom.
This is MF Doom, the only Doom that
Oh,
has
MF
the real
Doom, not
respect of
Dr.
Goat versus
Doom.
Fish.
He's got a song, right? What is MF Doom's song? Well, he's got a big one. You know who it is, right, Esmeralda? What does MF Doom sing? Yeah, tell me. She listens to him all the time. I don't remember what he sings though, right? What's the song that he sings? I do like one of the songs because I said Esmeralda was playing it. She's my wife, and she was playing a song. I'm like, who is that? She goes, MF Doom, and you've never heard of MF Doom?
He's waving at you.
Oh, sorry. Yes.
Hi, wife.
He says hi, wife.
Yes. Goat versus Fish says hi to the white. My wife is definitely goat. Okay.
Is that true? Is that true, wife? Are you goat or fish?
Are you goat?
Yes.
Yes.
Celebration for goat.
Celebration
Without
for fish.
hesitation.
Celebration for goat.
Yes.
Nobody's a fish.
My ex-wife is definitely a fish, so you can put her down under fish. And she smells like a fish, and everything about her is fish.
Yes,
So you can put ex-wife under fish if you want to put that on the board.
Ex-fish. No. Goat versus Fish has been in ample communication with your ex-wife, and
Oh,
we'll just
yes. Well,
have to-
how's she
we'll have to
doing?
let
Oh,
them-
are you the one she had a date with the other night?
Well, Goat versus Fish is in such high demand, we can't remember every goat or fish we'd ever had a date with. You know, there's so many that are trying to vie for the attention and the amorous nature of Goat versus Fish.
Fold that into a triangle.
What's that? Triangle, what? What are you doing? Oh, folding it. Okay, hold on. You just completely threw us off. Scary Larry, what are you doing here? Scary Larry, he's adjusting his scarf. Okay, hold on 1 second. You threw me off. Okay, so what else was I going to ask you really quick? You
What were you
also
going to
play for the band, the Green Jello, right? Who
Goat
used to
versus
be Green
Fish.
Jelly.
It has been called Green Jello. It has been called Green Jelly. We think that perhaps it was Bill Cosby sued them for using Jello when they weren't supposed to. Wait, no, that wasn't Cosby. That was the Jello Corporation.
Do you mind if I ask Goat versus Fish what your age is? Because I'll tell you mine. I'm 47 years old, and I first heard of Green Jello, Green Jelly when I was in high school, right? I was like 13, 14, somewhere around there. They came out with the song. It was the Three Little Pigs, right? And then they brought out Rambo, right? Remember when Rambo blew away the big bad wolf? Remember that?
Yep.
How did you become part of Green Jelly?
Well, there was one who is part of the Radioactive Chicken Heads, who you might have seen at the Creep It.
I have, you know what? Actually, I have a clip of that. Can I play the clip?
Of course, please.
All right, here's a clip of Goat versus Fish playing with Radioactive Chicken Heads. I believe that was your hit song, correct? Goat versus Fish?
Yes, that was the hit song of Goat versus Fish, which then inspired the Ramones to play Beat on the Brat. It was inspired by Goat versus Fish's song, which came before that one, obviously.
I like the Pet Sematary song by the Ramones. Do you like that song?
Well, it sounds like it involves a lot of bony goat and fish, which it would be to your liking.
I don't want to be buried in a pet cemetery, right?
Right.
Right.
Exactly. That is my word. You say celebration, I say right a lot, right?
Sure.
Right.
Correct.
Celebration.
Sure.
All right, so how did you become part? How were you invited into Green Jelly?
And radioactive.
Well, after the great fence-demic of the 2020s, where all goat and fish had to stand 6 fences apart and not versus, which was very pitiable.
Very
There
horrible. I did
was-
not like that time either. Very sad, dark days of life, right?
It was a sad versus, although it did get Goat versus Fish into live streaming, and it was a very profitable versus for Goat.
That is what I did too. Correct. Same thing.
So after that, Goat versus Fish, we had some conversation with the Chicken Heads, who said, why don't you come down to WTF TV, which is a Green Jelly production, and Goat versus Fish started playing the kazoo and doing a sort of talent show. They had a sort of talent show going on, and we think they were impressed by Goat versus Fish, but we think they were more impressed that Goat versus Fish just kept showing up in spite of the fact that they didn't pay us anything, and so they allowed Goat versus Fish to continue. And they welcomed Goat versus Fish to join them whenever they want. You could become a member of Green Jello if you just kept showing up at your own expense and getting on stage and making.
Are you kidding me? I can become a member
We think
if
we
I
think
dress
so.
like this, maybe.
Oh yes, you just keep showing up, and when they're playing songs, you just get up there and you dance around and you do this enough, and eventually they'll just consider you a member. That's pretty much how it
Let me
goes.
know when the next show is. I will show up like this.
Okay.
And I will
yes.
dance around. I will dance around. I'm the worst dancer ever, but I will boogie. I will get down to my. You know, I actually saw them a couple months ago. The Radioactive Chickenheads. They played at a show that was put on by the Madman from Radioactive Wasteland.
Oh, we know
right?
the Madman. We have been.
You know the
interviewed by
Madman, Craig. I saw a picture of you.
We
with
all
the
know each
Madman.
other. It's all a very incestuous kind of situation.
Yes,
over here. We're
yes.
on each
Well, he
other's
was doing
streams.
HR Puffin stuff,
HR
right?
Puffin stuff.
Sid Croft
Yes.
was the guest in the ocean, the Orange County, right? And
Yes,
they
Gardenia
did like
Cinema,
Gardenia Cinema, right?
Yes,
And
we
they
love
showed-
the Gardenia Cinema. It's a fine place.
It is a great place, and
Huge
we saw Sid Croft talk, and we saw the movie, the H&R Puffin stuff, and then Radioactive Chickenheads. They played a couple songs. It was amazing. I love the one. Remember the one Franken Chicken?
Franken Chicken. Yes, we know Franken Chicken.
And Franken Chicken. I'm going to have to say something because you're friends with the Radioactive Chickenheads, okay? Franken
Yes, they're
Chicken.
the ones who introduced us to Green Jelly. That's how these chicken heads and the Three Little Pigs, Pig versus Chicken, False Versus, and all that. But as long as they give opportunities for the performance of Goat versus Fish, we find it fine.
Well,
We find
well
it very
Franken
fine.
Chicken, he came out into the crowd and he started like touching people. Franken Chicken needs deodorant, okay? I don't know if you're familiar with Franken Chicken, if you know him like, you know, on a personal level, but you need to tell that guy to put some deodorant on because his armpits smelled like fish. I'm not lying, okay? He was very friendly.
He's a fish then.
He was very
Well,
nice. but he-
as a bleached bone skeleton, all of your flesh has already rotted off or has been consumed by little maggoty fence creatures, so you're used to not having any sort of smell whatsoever, but
Right.
you must at least have some sympathy for other goat and fish who are still in the process of shedding their mortal coil and might just stink just a little bit.
He's still finding his way, right? I wish
You
he would
think-
find his way into a shower, though, because I love the performance, but you know what? I smell you later, is what I said as I left that theater. It was kind of like, ooh.
Well, you are familiar with punk rock.
Yes, I am
Well,
familiar. Yes.
need we say more? Need we say more?
Have you ever been to the club CBGB's before it closed?
Goat versus Fish does not recall having been there, no.
The Dead Skeleton's been there. The Dead Skeleton also went to, you remember Coyote Ugly? Inspired by the movie?
We have heard of this as well.
Yes, I have been to that club as well. I've been to a
Wow,
bunch
you've
of
been
clubs.
to a lot of places.
I
must be
have.
very
I'm a
fun.
traveling skeleton. I've been all
Celebration.
around the world.
Listen, you don't have to start with AGT. You can just start with an open microphone and then develop an act and then maybe go to AGT. It's 7 or 8, 9,000 years later.
I'm working on it. I have to take baby steps. I did. There was this puppet named Barry. under the bed.
Leap off of the fence! Stop with all this
There was a
babying
puppet named
around.
Barry under the bed, and he was doing a contest at the Midsummer Scream, right? And I did. I leapt up to the stage, and I was the boogeyman. Kind of fell a little bit flat, though. Nobody knew what to make of it. But you know what? I faced my fears, and I jumped up there, and that's the first public speaking thing that I've done in like 40 years. Not since I was a kid. A wee little skeleton in my mortal form, right?
Well,
That-
kids are actually
time I
baby
did
goat. You know that baby goat are called kids, don't you?
Yes, I do, right? So maybe that means I'm a goat. We're going to find out.
We're going to find out. Nick's
putting,
World
like,
of
marks
Mystical
underneath.
Wonder says I'm a fish. Nick's World of Mystical Wonder says I'm a fish. We've got to get
He
a
is
fish in the
definitely a
verses.
fish. You want to know
Celebration
why
of
Nick's World of Magical Wonders
Celebration of
is a
fish.
fish? He's
And
a big
they're
fan of
here,
the
they're there to
television
say,
show.
I'm here to tell jokes, and they're like, oh, you need to hear this joke, you need to hear this joke, but this is not the first time Goat vs. Fish has been on a live stream. We know how you chatters love to come into the chat and say, oh, I've got a great joke. Oh, why don't you stop everything you're doing and listen to my fish joke? Well, go ahead. Why don't you tell us your joke? Why don't you tell us your joke, Nick's World, please? Why don't you tell
All
us your
right,
funny
Nick, what are
fish
you going to
joke?
say here? Let's see.
What's the joke? What's the joke?
What is the joke? Nick says he says a joke every single time. He's a big fan of this cartoon called The Octonauts, which they all live under the sea. So it makes sense
So
that
he's
Nick's
a
World
fish.
of Wonders is a fish, right? So let's see. What is Nick
It is
saying?
No
Nick
surprise. It's no
says,
surprise.
I'm a fish, and if Goat versus Fish hasn't seen the joke, he's missing on a chance to laugh his crown off. Okay, so let's see if I can find the joke. It says,
Oh, we're
I have
looking
my
for the
first
joke?
joke. I am here to tell jokes.
Wow,
I
you're
finally
doing
noticed
a lot
80
of work for Nick. Shouldn't Nick
Here we
be
go.
ready to tell the joke just like this?
Here we go. Nick says, what is the difference between a piano and a fish?
You can't tune
You can tune a piano, but you can't tune a fish.
tuna fish.
Celebration for Nick.
Celebration
Right?
for Nick.
That's
Celebration
not
for
bad.
Nick.
It's pretty good. That's actually one of his better jokes.
It's a fish
Mine are
joke.
better.
We'll give you the fish joke. We'll give you the fish joke.
Hey, goat versus fish. What do
Hey,
you
goat
find
versus
more
fish.
edible, goat or fish?
Goat and fish, as we are fond of saying, and this is a very fine question you have prepared for goat versus fish. Goat and fish are the two most popularly consumed meats in the world. It is
Yes.
true. Yes, here in Verse America, yes, they eat a lot of what they call beef. We don't know what beef they have with goat and fish. But if you look at the entire planet verse, the goat and fish meat are the most commonly consumed meats. Here in Los Angeles, we can find some birria. We can find some goat birria
Yes.
tacos. It is true. We can find some goat curry if we want to
Mm.
have some of that.
Wait, birria tacos are goats?
Well, there is beef birria, but more classically, it's goat birria.
I don't think I've ever eaten a goat, to be honest with you. I know I've eaten plenty of fish, but I don't think I've ever eaten goat. Not intentionally, at least.
Well, it is goat versus fish. A recommendation for goat.
I've had lamb. Lamb is pretty good.
Have you had mutton?
I've never had mutton. Mutton. I've never had a goat. I honestly don't think unless they serve goat in cheeseburgers at McDonald's.
Well,
Which I hope they don't.
You never know. You never know.
I watch a lot of Instagram, and my Instagram feed is constantly telling me that McDonald's, there's human beings in McDonald's that they traffic people and they put them in
Especially
McDonald's
their shake
cheeseburgers.
machine.
I got to stop watching Instagram, to be honest. It's pretty it's a deep dark hole. Do you like Instagram or no?
Goat versus fish is on Instagram, and of
Yes.
course we have to say that fish. There's plenty of sushi, and there's plenty of fish out there. Delicious fish. And we did have the opportunity. Do you remember food critic and Food Network traveler Andrew Zimmern? Do you remember Andrew Zimmern?
Oh, Scary Larry knows. I don't watch. I don't watch the Food
Bizarre,
Network.
Bizarre Foods.
So Andrew Zimmern was a guest on Adult Swim's live stream Fish Center Live number 1000, and Goat vs. Fish called in to Fish Center Live, and we asked Andrew Zimmern that same question you asked Goat vs. Fish. We said, Andrew Zimmern, do you prefer to eat goat or fish? And we don't remember if they said goat or fish, but we do have the clip, Andrew Zimmern Fish Center Live 1000, on the YouTube of Goat vs. Fish. And
I will look that up.
And then they aired that episode on broadcast televerses on Adult Swim, including the call of Goat vs. Fish. So now Goat vs. Fish has been on Adult Swim. Celebration for Goat vs.
Celebration! Oh my god!
Celebration for Goat vs. Fish.
See, I feel like I need to get on Adult Swim or something. I need to do something with my life, Scary Larry. I'm trying to reach out to people and ask them to be on the show. I feel like I have to broaden my horizons a little bit. Do you agree?
Oh, we think that as long as you're still dead, that there's plenty for you to continue broadening your horizons about.
Are you having fun? Is this one of the favorite live streams you've ever been on, or is it kind of like in the middle or at the bottom?
Oh, it's definitely something that's happening right now, and Goat vs. Fish is happy to be here. Very pleased to be here.
You cannot fence it on this one. You have to tell me right now. Is it a good one or is it a bad
versus
stream?
Fish. Goat. There is no good or evil. There's only goat and fish. Goat versus Fish is having fun. We are having fun, and we are pleased to be here indeed. We are very pleased to be here.
You are very pleased. Okay, so perfect. I'm going to take that as a win, okay? I was a little bit nervous talking to you. You are probably our biggest celebrity to date.
Wow.
We've talked to a toilet paper roll. We've talked to... Who else have we talked? We talked to a couple weird clowns, but you are probably the biggest guest that we have had yet on the Dead Skeleton Show.
We're trying to get Riley Reid to come on.
Yes, we are trying to get Riley Reid. She's not answering our DMs for some reason. I don't know why. She did send you a message once.
I did get a cameo from her once.
She got a cameo.
Goat
What is
versus
that?
Fish.
That's a fish.
Goat versus
Oh,
Fish is not
fish.
such a big guest. Goat versus Fish is not such a big guest. You can get bigger guests. You can get bigger fish if you just try. If you just reach out. They'll come on your little program. It'll be very nice.
Oh my goodness! Goat versus Fish. That is the greatest. That's actually a great segue. Okay, because I wanted to do celebrity goat versus fish with you. So now that I've learned about you, I was going to ask you what you thought these celebrities were, goats or fish. But now that I know that you have to determine it for yourself, then I don't even know if this whole bit will work. But should we do it anyway?
Let's do it anyway.
Let's do it anyway. Okay, so John Cena.
John Cena.
John Cena
Hold on.
was He had his final match this weekend, right?
Ah, never give up. Apparently
Never
that didn't
give up.
stick.
But he did.
He looks a little bit like Ernest P. Worrell, right? From
Oh,
Ernest
yes,
Goes to
yes. Hey,
Camp.
Vern. Hey, Vern.
Do you believe that John Cena would identify as a goat or a fish?
Well, as you have said, it's difficult for us to say how they would identify, but we can look at the contextual evidence, and the obvious evidence is that C is the C of the fish, so John Cena has C in their name, which makes it sound like they might be of the sea, but then their name is C. Nah, like they're rejecting the C of the fish. So we're going to say goat. We're going to say that John
You're
Cena.
going to say goat. I actually agree with you on that one. Goat celebration for the goat. John Cena, the greatest of all time.
Celebration
He's
for
not as good as The Rock,
goat.
but he's up
Celebration for
there.
goat.
He's definitely, he's not as good as Hulk Hogan or the Macho Man Randy Savage
Oh, yeah.
or Stone Cold Steve Austin. But John Cena's definitely, actually, he's not as good as The Undertaker. He's not as good. He's in the top 10, right? I'll give it top 10. Shawn Michaels is probably a little bit better, too. Do you agree?
Fuck Shawn Michaels.
Ric Flair, woo! Right? He's pretty good. All right, so we got another one. Here we go. Jason Momoa.
Ah, well,
He
that's
was
gotta be-
Aquaman.
Yes, that's very fish. That's a very fish situation.
Very
We're going
fish,
to have
but
to
you
say
know,
fish.
My wife would
Communicated with
probably
fish.
say goat, though. My wife, no? You think he's fish? Why do you always say that you like Jason Momoa and you think he's super hot? Oh, she likes the wrestler that looks like Jason Momoa. She likes Roman Reigns. Yeah, Esmeralda. I'm getting very jealous again. The Scottish one?
Drew McIntyre.
Are you like Drew McIntyre now? Shame on you. Shame on. Okay, anyway, let's get off this one. I don't even know why I put Jason Momoa in here. Mr. T.
Ah, pity the fool.
Mr. T. Ah, Mr. T. Well, you can't spell goat without T.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yes, yes. And we like Mr. T because Mr. T is very fond of saying, I pity the fence sitter who won't choose. I
Yes,
pity
yes.
the fence.
So
I
he
pity
would
the
probably
fence."
be a goat, correct?
We think that you can't spell goat without T, so we're going to say Mr. T goat. Not only T. If T is not enough evidence for you out there, Mr. T was also part of what team? Part of what team?
The A team.
And goat is spelled with A as well. So you're already halfway to goat with the A team and Mr. T. So we're going to say goat for Mr. T.
Yes,
We're going
definitely.
to say goat
Celebration for Mr. T. I actually wore Mr. T pajamas when I was a little kid, okay? I had A team Mr. T pajamas. I love Mr. T. If there's one celebrity alive that I want to meet before he passes, it is Mr. T, the greatest. I think he's the greatest. I really love Mr. T. So
Greatest of all time.
anybody that watches this show already knows that I love Mr. T. But yes, Mr. T is definitely the GOAT. Okay, here we go. Got another one.
Here we go.
Jim J. Bullock.
What the fuck?
Tell
What
us
are
some
your thoughts
information.
on Jim J. Bullock?
Why don't you? Our thoughts about Jim is a completely empty-headed vacuum in which no information exists. Why don't you tell us about Jim J. and we'll give you
Hey, Bullock,
we'll give
he
you
was
some
a
information.
sitcom star of
Too
the
Close for
1980s. Too Close for Comfort, right? Are you familiar with that show?
Spaceballs.
He was in Spaceballs, yes.
Oh, Spaceballs. They're making a new one of those.
Yes.
Okay. They're starting to look somewhat familiar. Oh, we see. Okay, yes, there's Spaceballs. We're reviewing the information here on the interwebiverse. Let us see.
Prince Valium.
Yes, he was Prince Valium, right? He was
Jim
the one
J.
that was
Bullock,
going to
Alf
marry
Beta Lounge.
Princess
Vespa.
Druidia, right? Or no?
Princess Vespa.
Princess Vespa, yes.
Yeah.
No. Well, we think that considering they were the very laconic, is that the verses? The Prince Valium, that it sounds like that they are not in any rush or any kind of hurry to choose goat or fish. And so we're going to think that this one it still has a bit of fenciness within them on the fence. We're going to say Jim J is on the fence and is not yet.
Some
chosen
might
goat
say
or
that Jim J. Bullock is on the fence, correct?
fish. Some might say it.
Some might
Some
say that.
might
I didn't
say
say it,
that
but some
indeed.
might say that, yes.
You
Yes,
just said
it is
it.
a very powerful thing. Some say a lot of things about goat versus.
Probably a very powerful fence, too, I would imagine.
Oh, well.
It takes a
the
very
fence is-
powerful fence to be sat on by Jim J. Bullock, I believe.
What?
I don't
the
know
fence-
anything about the man. I'm sure he's a great guy, but I'm just assuming, based by that smile, that lovely, lovely smile and that hairdo, that he has definitely sat on as many fences, if not more, as Sofia Vergara.
Well, the fences like to consider themselves oh so strong and oh so powerful, but they really can't stay up there for very long. Eventually, they all wilt and wither. But not like goat versus fish. Goat versus fish stays strong forever. Not like these fences, which like to make a show of strength and then just fall over, of course.
And fences are made of wood, correct? Most of the time.
They can be made of all kinds of materials, but a fence by the other verses is still not choosing goat or fish, yes.
All right, so we don't know what we're going to pass on this one, right? We don't know if he is goat or fish.
We are not certain.
We are not certain. We are uncertain about Jim J. Bullock. Okay, next. Donald Trump. Is he goat or is he fish?
Well, we do have the evidence here.
I was going to say his face is orange, so he does kind of resemble a goldfish. And you have it right there.
We have the Trumpy trout. We have the Trumpy trout.
So do you think he's a fish?
Which is fish. Well, it would seem that with this evidence that Trumpy trout is fish. However, we do have some other evidence for you to consider. You will recall the great fires of Los Angeles. You recall these?
I do remember the fires of Los Angeles. Yes.
And during that versus, Newsom was blamed by Trump for not using the waters to put out the fires because Trump said that Newsom was protecting an endangered fish.
Correct.
And therefore not using the Sea of the Fish to combat the flame. And so that would perhaps speak to evidence that Trump is goat because Trump is saying, who cares about those endangered fish? We don't care about the
Interesting.
fish.
So do you think
that's evidence for goat?
So who is Gavin Newsom? Do you think he is goat or fish?
In this verses, well, let's not just jump around from fence post to fence post here. Let's stick to the verses.
I don't have the picture prepared of Gavin Newsom, so maybe for next time we will talk about Gavin Newsom. I live in California. You live in California. We could talk about Gavin Newsom for probably 3 hours. But let's pass on Newsom for now.
And let's pass on Trump also.
What is Trump's most famous verses? What is Trump's most famous verses?
He says, "You're fired."
Oh well, we heard about that. But when they were running for president, their biggest promise was what was their biggest promise?
Was their biggest promise when they were running?
Make America great again.
Make America great again.
They want to build the fence. They want to build the fence.
Build the fence.
Build the fence.
Make America goat again, possibly.
The fence. So this one is always building fences out of shoddy materials. Fences that are so easily climbed over by any goat who has even half the cunning of a fish. And so even in spite of all this evidence, we have to say that this epic fence builder is very much talking out of both the goat and fish sides of its mouth at all verses.
Yes,
and is a fence sitter for certain who just wants to build fences across America to divide the goat from the fish so they cannot properly versus. Fence sitter, Trump, fence sitter.
You're amazing.
You are amazing. Goat versus fish. Celebration for goat versus fish. Celebration at the top for goat versus fish.
High five.
You are definitely one of a kind. All right. Michael Bolton.
Michael Bolton.
Is he a goat or a fish?
Tell us about Michael Bolton.
Michael Bolton is a singer from the 1990s, right?
Yes.
And he sang a song, I Said I Loved You, But I Lied. He also sang a song with The Lonely Island, and it was This Is the Tale of Captain Jack Sparrow. So what do you think Michael Bolton might identify as?
Well, saying that you love someone and then lying about it is very offensive behavior indeed. To tell someone that you're goat and then actually be fish, that's a very fancy thing to do. An island, a lonely island, that, of course, is a landmass that's surrounded by the Sea of the Fish. You can often find goat on island. You wonder, how did they get there? It's because the goat said, hey, there's all kinds of fish around, but there's too many goats here. Why don't we go to a place that's just surrounded by the Sea of the Fish, and then we can versus the fish whenever they want. So they all move over to the islands, and they displace the native populations, and then the whole thing is just filled with goats because they want to versus the fish. It's a whole very complication type situation. So that could be a goat situation. Goat versus fish, we do not have enough evidence. We're going to say on the fence for this one. On the
fence. All right. So
fence sitter.
Fence sitter. Michael Bolton. Simon Cowell.
Simon Cowell. Well, we asked Simon Cowell. We asked Sofia Vergara directly are you goat or fish? But we, of course, sang the song of Do You Be Goat or Fish on national televerses and in front of Simon Cowell. So they did hear the one true question, and they gave the X to Goat versus Fish, the X of the fence. So we have evidence that Simon Cowell is indeed on the fence because they heard the one true question and they did not answer goat or fish to Goat versus Fish.
All right, that is a good explanation too. Now here we go. This is one of my favorite basketball players of all time, Michael Jordan. Goat or fish?
Well, Michael Jordan, let us put this in the context of Goat versus Fish. There are some others who they claim are GOAT. Some say that LeBron is GOAT in comparison to Jordan, but who does LeBron play for?
He plays for the Lakers.
And what is a lake? It's a place for fish. So if LeBron is in the lake...
And LeBron, look at that face. He kind of looks like either a guppy or a blowfish, right?
There's some. We could see some fish here. We could see some fish here. Yes.
Yes, I definitely think that he also flops around on the court like a fish.
And yes, flops on the court, plays for the Lakers. That's enough evidence for us to say fish. Meanwhile, Michael Jordan plays for the Bulls. Now, sports is known for having all kinds of false verses of lions and panthers and giants and eagles and patriots and all sorts of other defensive creatures. But at the very least, the Bulls seem to have horns, which is goatly evidence. So
goats have horns? Bulls have horns?
So we're going to give LeBron James to the fish in the lake, and we're going to give Michael Jordan the goat with the horns. That's the verse.
Thank you. I have to tell that to my son Stubby because he always argues with me about Michael Jordan because my son Stubby he's like 16, right? Michael Jordan was before his day, right? And I keep telling him, Michael Jordan is so good, LeBron is horrible. I don't know if he likes LeBron or if he's just trolling me, but I believe that LeBron is definitely a fish and that Michael Jordan is the greatest of all time. So I have to say celebration
for goat.
For Michael Jordan, yes. Amazing. All right, what else do I have up my sleeve here, Goat versus Fish? I have one of our interactions with the boogeyman that we will close out the show with. But before we close out the show, was there anything else you wanted to talk about while you've got the dead skeleton here? Anything
we wanted to show you. We have something to show you.
Before I reveal if I'm goat or fish?
We have something to show you, something very important.
Yes.
Goat versus fish. Yes, we are soon entering the season of Versmas. It's beginning to look a lot like Versmas. And we had Versgiving. But before that, not so long ago, was, the spookity season of Fence-oween, yes, where the fence-sitters rise from the fence and start haunting the verses of goat and fish, where not even the false verses of ghost versus flesh can stop goat versus fish from continuing into the after verses. It's skeleton bone goat.
Oh my goodness!
Bone goat.
It's skeleton bone goat.
It's bone goat. Yes, this goat had a grievance in life with a fish that they never got to verses, and now it's back. Now it's risen from beyond the fence to continue versing. Oh, spooky.
That's
goat.
Amazing.
That's a spooky goat.
Thank you. So I guess. What I'm
but then it would not be goat versus fish without coming from a rotting trash can near you. It's bonefish. Oh, spooky bonefish. Zombified bone.
Am I talking to Carrot Top or am I talking to goat versus fish here? How many things do you have in that bag of yours?
Fish versus bone goat. Goat versus fish. Clickety clackety. Choose me, skeleton. Join the fish side. Join the side with the fish.
No. I'm not going to choose the fish. I'm going to choose the goat. The dead skeleton is goat.
Celebration for goat.
Celebration for goat.
Spooky, scaly goat. Spooky, scaly goat. Spooky, scaly goat.
This is how I would dance on stage with Green Jelly. I'd kind of point my fingers up in the air, and I'd have to learn the Trump dance so I could dance like Trump, too.
Please don't.
Spooky skeletons. Dun 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 dun. All right, goat versus fish. You have been a great guest on the Dead Skeleton Show.
Ever.
You have been our greatest guest. Would you do me the honor and be on my show again in the future?
If you invite Goat versus Fish, yes, we might be pleased to come back to this show. But as a show of support for Goat versus Fish, to entice us to return to the Dead Skeleton Show once again, how about all of you lovely viewers of this very live stream why don't you go and subscribe to Goat vs. Fish on YouTube?
Yes.
That's Goat vs. Fish. And follow Goat vs. Fish on Instagram and the Twitterver and the Book of Faces and all of this. And on Twitch, live on Twitch as well as Goat vs. Fish. Please show your support to Goat vs. Fish, just as Goat vs. Fish supports the Dead Skeleton Show. And Goat vs. Fish, yes, we would be pleased to return. We would be pleased to return.
Amazing.
Amazing. Thank you to all of our fans that have watched tonight. Celebration for our fans, right?
Celebration, celebration,
Goat vs. Fish, we're going to come see you in L.A.
We're going to see you in L.A. He's probably in your bushes in your yard right now. Oh, I wanted to show that. Hold on. I have to ask you about that move. I also have a video. One time when you met the Boogeyman, you actually did do that for the Boogeyman. Let's take a look at this. Wait, what are you doing? Oh, wait, you're gyrating. Oh, kind of weird. I don't know if I like that. How did you learn how to do that? I have actually, since meeting you that one time, I have stood in the mirror for hours, and I've tried to replicate that. I cannot do that with my belly. How do you do that?
That is just one of the secrets of Goat vs. Fish. But truly, we have always known. We simply have always known. And sometimes Goat vs. Fish has known how to do it for so long that we forget that we even have this power. But then, once we started entertaining all the goat and fish out there, we remembered, oh yes, Goat vs. Fish has this power deep within us. And then we began to make it a presentation, and everyone just loves that versus. Everyone just loves that versus. So now we do it more. Now we do it all the more to strengthen your core.
And you've never had anyone call the cops on you after presenting that to them, have you? Hopefully not.
Not to the knowledge of Goat vs. Fish.
All right, I feel like if I did that to some girl, she'd probably call the cops. I would be in a jail faster than you could even say Goat versus Fish, right? All right, thank you for being a guest on the Dead Skeleton Show. If you like this show, become a ding-dong. Ring that notification bell so you never miss an episode of the Dead Skeleton Show. Subscribe to Goat versus Fish, right? Scary Larry's going, subscribe to Goat versus Fish. Yes, subscribe to Goat versus Fish.
On YouTube, the Book of Faces,
Instagram, everywhere.
The Tube of You, everything.
And we'll see you next time, right? Goat versus Fish on what? The Dead
Skeleton Show! Celebration!
Goat versus Fish!
Goat versus Fish!
Are you a goat? Are you a fish? Are you a booger? I am a booger! Are you a goat or are you a fish?
You have learned so well the one true question of Goat versus Fish.
That is right! I am a fish, as we established last time. But what are you?
Celebration for fish!
Celebration for fish! But you are the goat, the greatest of all time!
Well, since you ask so nicely if Goat versus Fish is a goat or a fish, and normally Goat versus Fish would not answer, but because you are such a special fine fish, Goat versus Fish is here to say...
Oh!
Interruption!
No, Cody! He's ramming me! I just got goated! Oh my goodness! Pew! Pew! All right, goat! Nay! Nay! Does the goat say nay?
The goat says...
Nay! Oh, bah!
It is the fence sitter
I think
who
that's a
says
sheep.
nay.
I think that's a sheep.
A sheep?
Sheep says bah!
Oh, no, it's totally goat. It's
Totally
a common
goat?
misconception. It's
Oh
totally
no!
goat.
Maybe they sound the same. What does a fish sound like? Blub, 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 blub. And what
You
does
are a fish? You sound exactly like a fish.
What's the fox say?
Oh,
What does
Goat
the
versus-
fox
Do not
say?
be done with Can you believe what passes for popular musications these verses?
I
What
love
does the
it.
fox
Actually,
say?
that was popular about 15 years ago,
Are you
actually.
totally listening to Goat versus Fish? Listen, they're playing a song of Goat versus Fish.
Woo!
right now.
They're
could
playing
listen
the...
to Goat versus
What,
Fish.
do you have a new single out?
Yes, on Spotify.
On Spotify.
Do you be goat or fish? Do you be
Do you
goat
be
or fish?
goat or fish?
It was the song that was totally rejected on season 19, episode 5 of America's
That's
Got
right, I
Talent.
saw that.
Yes.
What does Simon Cowell know? He knows nothing, right?
Well, Simon Cowell was at least curious about Goat versus Fish.
Oh, he was curious.
They said a goat has never battled a fish. They were at least trying to comprehend Goat versus Fish.
Yes.
The others, they just would not even.
No. What do you think about Scary Spice?
Scary Spice?
Pretty scary. Was she one of the judges or no? What about Howie Mandel?
Howie Mandel? Howie Mandel was the first to reject.
Oh no! I love Howie Mandel. Though. He's pretty
have
funny.
inflation under control, Howie. Don't you despair.
He was Bobby from Bobby's World. Hey, Bobo! And he was also Gizmo from Gremlins.
gremlins. Do you like gremlins?
Oh, yes, well, you throw water upon them
Yes!
and a multiplication. Sounds kind of like a fish.
Yes, that's
Bobby's
right!
World, what happened to their imagination? Wasn't this a whole versus about imagination, Howie and Bobby's World? What about the world of Goat versus Fish?
What about
your
the
imagination?
We gotta get you hooked up with Howie Mandel!
Appreciation, please do.
Appreciation! Constipation, that's what I have.
Oh, no.
I have OBS! Not OBS, IBS!
Try fish oil. Try fish oil.
Fish oil! Oh, yeah, lots and lots of fish oil. Okay, thank you, Goat versus Fish!
Always thank Goat versus Fish.
Always thank you! Goat. Wait, what are you doing? Oh, wait, you're gyrating. Oh, kind of weird. I don't know if I like that.
It is the creepy festival. Please get with the verses.
Don't forget to become a ding dong. Ring that notification bell and subscribe so you never miss an episode of The Dead Skeleton Show. Be sure to check out these other great videos.